Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV. Now, the celebration of victory often comes with the burden of the responsibility of keeping everybody pleased. Now, in an effort to end the deadlock over the next Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Union Home Minister Amit Shah held marathon meetings with Mahayuti leaders yesterday night, including caretaker Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, his deputies Devendra Fadnavis, also Ajit Pawar. Now, this happened on the night of Thursday. Mr. Shinde held a meeting of his party's MPs in Delhi after that. And now the BJP will call the meeting of its newly elected MLAs, after which they appoint their party legislator leader. Now, another round of talks of Mahayuti leaders is expected to take place soon. From cabinet portfolios to power sharing, there are many decisions that the BJP leadership is expected to take in the next few hours. What are these ongoing deliberations all about? Where is the matter stuck? Are the loose ends being tied, or is this an actual deadlock that the leaders are hoping to navigate? And by when can we expect an announcement? That is what we will try and make sense of tonight. Joining me now is Sajan Kumar, who's a political analyst. We have Matthew Anthony, national spokesperson, Congress Party. We have Sushil Vyas, who's the spokesperson of the Shiv Sena. And we have Shazia Ilmi, spokesperson, BJP. Thank you, all of you, for joining me on this show. To you, Matthew Anthony first. Matthew, I heard the opposition statements on the delay that basically is happening with regard to formation of the government and announcement of the Chief Minister. But I also remember in Karnataka it was very similar, but there were also this open, open expression of resentment that happened with DK Shivakumar, of course, Siddharamaiah. So this is part of the game, isn't it?
Vasudha, what can I say? When it happens in Congress, you say resentment, open, DK Shivakumar. But look at the freedom, look at the electoral freedom which we have within our party to express the interests, the aspirations. And now look at BJP and the Mahayuti. If you don't agree, then the ED, CBI and everybody will come and tell you that, no, look, you have to agree with us. Now, after that also, it is 192 hours after having a brutal majority in the state of Maharashtra. BJP has done what they know the best. They backstabbed Uddhav Thackeray through Eknath Shinde. They backstabbed Sharad Pawar through Ajit Pawar. And now they are backstabbing Eknath Shinde, or already backstabbed. They know what they know. And if at all you want some history about it, ask AIADMK, ask JJP, ask Nitish Kumar. Everybody will say what it is like. So this is exactly the BJP playbook. Now, inside them, there is also a lot of feud. There are also a lot of claimants to the Chief Minister post. Why they are not announcing a Fadnavis if they are so clear and concise about it? So the people of Maharashtra is suffering with the BJP earlier and even now also.
But Matthew, the actual conflict within the MVA actually led to electoral defeat of the party. And we also saw what Ambadas Danve said yesterday, saying that, the Uddhav Thackeray faction needs to have a steadfast ideology. So clearly, electorally, you guys have had a disadvantage with the open, fighting that happened. Let me bring in Shazia here. Shazia, with a mandate like this, Matthew is right in saying that one would have expected...
Let me just complete it.
Yes, Matthew, please.
Yeah. See, anyway, we have been defeated and we are raising questions on the defeat also. Now, we are not the one to appoint the Chief Minister. They are the ones to appoint the Chief Minister and they are fighting left, right, up and down. Okay. And it's all not coming out because, the moment you complain, ED and CBI will be at your doorstep. So what do you want? That's what it is. It's for the people to see 192 hours are over and there is no light of a Chief Minister for the state of Maharashtra.
So we're all watching and waiting. Shazia, tell us, with a mandate like this, one would have expected a decision sooner. It's the BJP, your own party, which has won 132 seats on its own, almost 90% strike rate. What are the aspects that the BJP is most mindful of? And like I asked this question, is there an actual deadlock? Because it seems like there is one, and it doesn't seem like the party is just trying to tie the loose ends now.
So first of all, I would like to disagree entirely with what Matthew said. And I think it's a very sweet interpretation that he's given to the entire chain of events. So that indeed we are bringing Mr. Shinde down and that Uddhav Thackeray was backstabbed by bringing in Shinde. The fact of the matter is that it was Uddhav Thackeray ji who backstabbed BJP and his legacy and all that his father and the party and the ranks and the cadres stood for. So that's how it started. In fact, when it became too much, it was Eknath Shinde ji who could not tolerate being in the party, which was being run like a family fiefdom. So let's not go back to the board once again and start. We know what has happened. Now this is being speculated, and only because we have yet to work out amongst ourselves whether it's Eknath Shinde ji, whether it's Ajit Pawar ji, whether it's the senior leaders of the party, including Fadnavis ji. Nobody is angry. Nobody is upset. There is a lot to deliberate upon. Everybody's dignity has to be kept intact. We have to make sure that the cadres are happy. Obviously, three major players, all very important. BJP believes in the coalition dharma. You know, in Bihar also, when we had more seats than even Nitish ji, we made sure that he was the chief minister. So we know how to work with our friends, with our colleagues and coalition partners. Just because there is a delay and there is a discussion over the portfolios, various ministries, and other details being worked out does not mean that, it is time for everybody to throw stones and imagine the worst. It's just pure imagination and conjecture.
Right. But, Matthew also said this one thing which is very interesting, Shazia. I'd like you to respond to that. Is there a feeling that the allies are not able to speak their minds out, when they are in an alliance with the BJP? I don't agree with the ED part completely, but it's also the discipline of the party, and allies also sort of internalize that discipline because while MBA allies, and even in the case of Karnataka, we saw DK Shiv Kumar speak a lot about how he wants to be the chief minister and how he's being unfairly dealt with. We don't see those noises coming from the MBA, from the Mahayuti allies.
Well, you can call it many things. You can call it discipline. You can call it respect. You can talk about the inner discipline of the party. You can see whether it's Gujarat or Uttarakhand, how chief ministers have changed. And yes, people have not, they haven't had the rancor that Congress has displayed, whether it's between Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot and DK Shiv Kumar and Siddaramaiah and various such factions all throughout. So yes, the party intrinsically is different. That's why we are different from Congress. Okay. Whatever we get or don't, it is Devendra Fadnavis ji who agreed to be the deputy chief minister after having been the chief minister. Okay. This is what the party teaches us. There is no issue with that.
Okay, Matthew, quickly
your response and Ajit Pawar enjoy a very close relationship. They have worked together and there is no issue whatsoever.
Right.
And they have stated that as well.
Okay, Matthew, quickly a response from you before I go to my colleague Radhika, who's waiting there to give us an update.
Vasudha, we all in our panel are invited for a dinner, and we will not vomit after sitting for the dinner with each other because the NCP Ajit Pawar was insulted by Shiv Sena, and BJP was a partner in that coalition, saying that after sitting with Ajit Pawar, they want to vomit. That's how the coalition's discipline and love towards each other
all the camaraderie amongst leaders when voters are not really convinced, right?
That's how so closely they are in terms of vomiting to each other after sitting together, in a meeting.
They want to vomit
and they are calling out, because at least DK Shiv, Shasi, I didn't interrupt you. Shasi, I didn't interrupt you. So, please be decent there. I didn't interrupt you there.
He wants to vomit Rahul Gandhi out of the India Gathbandhan, and they've stated it
but those...
Okay, Matthew, I get the point, Shazia. Radhika, over to you. Matthew, I'll come back to you.
Shazia, I didn't interrupt you. That's your figment of imagination, Shazia. Whereas, your NCP people who are insulted.
Okay, let me go across to Radhika, my colleague who has been tracking the Mahayuti developments since, I don't know, so many days. Tell us, Radhika, during the seat sharing talks, there was also disagreement, but all of that did not really come out. And today it feels like a lot of cancelled meetings made the news. Yesterday, Eknath Shinde said that there would be a meeting today, but he has gone off to his village. But Shiv Sena MPs have also said that he's not upset. Is he taking a moral high ground? This is not muscle flexing, but this is clearly some sort of pressure building in terms of optics and also politics.
That's right. Government formation certainly getting delayed in the state of Maharashtra. No word on Chief Minister post yet. And as you mentioned, yes, there is no visible displeasure among Shiv Sena, although there were murmurs that, Eknath Shinde is not happy with the fact that he had to sacrifice the Chief Minister's post. But when we spoke to the leaders today, including Uday Samant, who was with Eknath Shinde yesterday, he said that nobody is upset, nobody is unhappy. Sena leaders will go by what the BJP has to say and decide. And the reason why Eknath Shinde has gone to his hometown is not because he's upset. He has some personal commitments and he'll be back tomorrow. And meetings can happen over phone or over video conference. This is the kind of reaction we got. Yes, today Mahayuti's combined meeting was supposed to happen, post which an announcement of sorts was supposed to also take place. None of that happened, so which means there is a postponement in terms of decisions that have to be made, swearing in ceremony that has to be conducted. So no word on that yet. Yesterday, of course, a meeting with Amit Shah, post which there's some sort of formula have been arrived at, but what that formula is, we still don't know yet. That is something we will get to know once all the meetings take place and then all the differences are ironed out. What will Eknath Shinde get in bargain? Is it going to be Deputy Chief Minister's post? He wants some plump portfolios, including home or finance. Will he get that, or will he have to just compromise on that as well? All that is a matter of time. We will know in a few days. And is it going to be Devendra Fadnavis or another leader from BJP who will be announced as Chief Ministerial face? That is also something we will have to wait and watch out for. But at this point, all is well, all is hunky-dory is what Mahayuti leaders, including Eknath Shinde and several others within Sena, continue to maintain.
Thank you, Radhika, for all those points. Also going across to Mr. Vyas, who is at, it's a Shiv Sena, which is at the center of this storm. Sir, I was listening to Sanjay Shirsat yesterday and, today in fact, and he said that if Eknath Shinde doesn't accept the Deputy Chief Minister's post, then it will be given to somebody else from the party and he will not really go to the center. So clearly there are, in some ways, other multiple sections within the Shiv Sena who also have their own sort of like sentiment attached to what Eknath Shinde really brought to the alliance and to the victory. What do you want, sir? And I know that it's the BJP which fought the maximum number of seats. It also has a remarkable strike rate. But what is it that your party would like for Eknath Shinde?
Vasudha-ji, it is a known fact to the entire nation that the present election of Maharashtra Assembly elections be fought under the leadership of Eknath Shinde successfully. And at that time, it was made very clear in public domain that after the election being over, the top leadership of three parties will come together and they unanimously, without any dispute or unhappiness, decide the face of Chief Minister. And accordingly, with that only, Eknath Shinde, day before yesterday, took the press conference and very openly and clearly said, whatever the leadership of BJP, namely Prime Minister of this country and Home Minister Amit Shah decides, this will be agreeable to us. Number two, yesterday, all three leaders, Ajit Pawar ji, Eknath ji and Devendra Fadnavis ji met Amit Shah ji in Delhi, had a very long meeting of 2.5 hours. They decided something there. Now, today they were supposed to meet here again in Mumbai, but due to some personal reason, Eknath ji has to go to his native village for a day. So, and then secondly, there are some technicalities are also involved, Vasudha-ji, because we have to elect our respective leaders of legislature, as you said in your opening remark. We have already elected Eknath ji as our legislature party leader. Ajit Pawar party, they have also elected Ajit Pawar. But BJP has to elect their legislature party leader who he or she may be. But unless that takes place, how can the Chief Minister face be declared? Unless we all three elect our respective leaders. Two of us, we have already elected. Right. Now, BJP still have to elect them. Unless that is done, so that may take 1 or 2 days. That doesn't mean we have any unhappiness or dispute or dissent. No, we are strongly united. Whatever our top leadership, namely Prime Minister and Home Minister Amit Shah ji decide, or it will be agreeable to all partners of this alliance.
Okay, point taken, sir. Before I go back to Matthew and Shazia, Sajan, what exactly is the BJP's dilemma now? Because Maharashtra is not like Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh, where the BJP leadership is actually looking at an overhaul of the present state leadership. Clearly, Devendra Fadnavis is somebody who has proved his mettle in governance. The Prime Minister has a certain vision for the state of Maharashtra. It is seen, Devendra Fadnavis is believed to be the person who can execute it. He has already, he's the first BJP Chief Minister in Maharashtra. So clearly, this is a different state. And, there are people who say that there could be doubts with regard to this theory that there could be a surprise and all that, because Maharashtra is going to be different. Devendra Fadnavis is largely seen as a front runner. But now with this delay, everybody is thinking if the decision has been made, why has it not been announced? What do you think is the BJP's dilemma here?
Yeah, Vasudha, I mean, if you see Maharashtra, it's not as comfort zone for BJP as you see states like Madhya Pradesh and so many other states are. This is one. Because within Maharashtra, there are 6 Laghu Rashtra, Vidarbha, Marathwada, Pashchim, North Maharashtra, Konkan and Mumbai region. So this is one, and therefore there are contending power equations, and therefore the equations are clubbed. Now, in this Maharashtra conundrum, no one knows the exact reason of the dilemma of the BJP, but there are certain elimination factors which we can eliminate. Is it about the position of chief minister, whether it would be Shiv Sena or it would be BJP? I think no, that's not the option. So that is sorted out. Is it about the question over Devendra Fadnavis? Maybe, but that is also doesn't seem to be much of a possibility because he is one of the front runner. Now, more than that, it seems that perhaps it's more about the key ministries who will have what. So it's not just about, I think, as far as the BJP having the CM position, the mathematics and the numbers are in their favor, and all the allies would agree to that. So it's more than that. I think it's about that how the ministerial berth will be allocated. This is one. Two, also remember for the BJP's dilemma also would be because in Eknath Shinde, now Shiv Sena has a combination of two factors. One is the Hindutva factors and another is the Maratha factor, because the symbolically, I mean, it's not new. I mean, there have been reports. We went to Satara and people have been saying that he frequents his village. I mean, almost on a monthly or bi-monthly village for the development, connectivity between Paschim Maharashtra and Konkan, all sort of things have been happening, but never if we go by the optics, and these are just smart speculations, minded. Satara is Paschim Maharashtra, den of the, the Marathas, which Eknath Shinde is also. So Ajit Pawar is not just the sole claimant of Paschim Maharashtra, which Sharad Pawar hitherto have been.
Right.
So Eknath Shinde in his own persona is also combining the two discourses, one of Hindutva, other of being a Maratha. So that way it's the potent thing. But more than that, I think the very, delay on part of BJP may not be because of who will have the chief minister. I think it's more about the nitty gritty, the micro calculations and the negotiations that is, and it's about the key ministry, and also remember the BMC is there.
Right.
So I think BJP is not a hegemonic force in Maharashtra the way it is in, say, for example, Madhya Pradesh and also to some extent Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, etc. Because in Maharashtra, there are regions wherein still, say, for example, Marathwada and Paschim Maharashtra,
right,
wherein BJP yet strong rootings. So I think it's more about the key ministries and all sort of micro negotiations. That may be the reason. I do not think that Eknath Shinde would be unhappy over not being denied the chief ministership. He also understands as a seasoned politician that numbers speak for themselves. But I think it's more about
right,
the subtext of the ministry and everything. And to that extent, I think BJP is taking its time.
Well, Shazia, the political undertones, like Sajjan is also saying, a lot of it seems to be understanding and ensuring that the cabinet is representative. But, with a mandate like this, with every region of the state voting for the BJP in huge numbers, do you really think that that is also a consideration that the Prime Minister and the Home Minister will be having right now? Because clearly this is also the time to focus completely on governance and put identity. Maybe this is one chance where you can actually not really give that kind of importance to identity, because at the end of the day, every caste and community seems to have really voted for the BJP.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. If you see the entire spectrum and if you look at all the regions, whether it's Konkan or Marathwada, you realize, or Vidarbha for that matter, and North Maharashtra too, you realize that BJP has done exceedingly well across the caste, and there is but while we are discussing why is there a delay in the announcement of the CM, we must also realize that there are various considerations. As Sajjan ji was just mentioning, that is probably not about just the CM phase, but all parts and all castes and all being represented well in the cabinet, and justice being done to the three parties concerned with complete fair play and transparency, and it should be done well without any rancor, so to speak. So that is a very important consideration. And if you see whether it's been Uttarakhand or Gujarat, where there have been change of chief ministers, it has happened seamlessly. Yes, you are right. It is not like a Rajasthan or Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, for that matter, or even Chhattisgarh, where you could just, because we've had, whether it's Bhajan Lal Sharma or Mohanlal Yadav, who've been brought in. So every state is different. It has different considerations. Various factors are at play. yes, Maharashtra is not your regular, situation, because there has been a combination of three parties together who have worked and worked very well. So
Okay.
I don't think we should speculate too much or attribute any of it to any kind of rancor or resentment.
Right.
All three are on board, and this is going to be a great government, and this is going to be just going to be great for Maharashtra in terms of development, in terms of all the schemes that are already underway.
Okay, that would be good news for Matthew, who's a Mumbaikar. Matthew, let me just digress a little bit, because I saw the Congress going to EC officials as well. Opposition has been raising questions over this delay, but it looks like MVA might itself be in trouble today. Congress party has raised complaints over voter lists. Will the Congress party not be seen as undermining institutions like ECI, when just 5 months ago in the state of Maharashtra, the party was you did so well. You got 13 seats, and overall you got 99 seats. So don't you think that this is too far-fetched to basically point out problems with voter lists when you did so well just 5 months ago?
Vasudha, I would answer that in two ways. One is, that we have not accepted it for technical reasons. Second is, I will recall the Supreme Court of Germany verdict in 2009 when they cancelled the electronic voting, was simply because of the reason they said that transparency is of utmost importance as a fundamental right to the citizen than efficiency through an electronic voting, where efficiency of the electronic voting cannot replace the transparency requirement for the fundamental rights. Here we are saying that there is an issue with the transparency with the EVM, and that we have been complaining not only from this, and the other sides, the BJP's reply to this, that don't we have a problem in Jharkhand, or don't we have a problem in J&K? Don't be foolish of that fact that when we are saying for a recounting or when we are questioning EVM, the EVM is not only going to listen to the Congress when losing states. They are going to take a holistic approach. Who's going to take, one party's consideration for one particular state? They are going to take a holistic approach. So that's exactly what we are saying. And one last point about it. So, Shasya said, there is so much consideration, so much of play. There is so much of power play, and there is a balancing in a seesaw table where, Eknath Shinde walking out of a meeting saying that he's not available. And now, I loved, or I wished, BJP spokesperson or the Shiv Sena Shinde spokesperson to take at least for us one single time the JP Nadda's name, who is the party president, rather than taking Prime Minister's name and Amit Shah's name, who are only government functionaries.
Okay, last minute, Mr. Vyas, Sajjan made an important points with regard to how Eknath Shinde might not really be unhappy, because he also understands as a politician that the BJP has the numbers. Would you agree with that sentiment, sir?
Vasudha, as I said in earlier also, he was a captain of the team who has successfully fought this election. So he is the last person to have a decent voice. Whatever is decided among ourselves, our allies partners, it will be agreeable to Eknath Shinde as well as to rank and file of Shiv Sena. Number two, my friend Matthew was just saying about Germany court. With respect to that court, our own court, the highest court of this land, Supreme Court decided day before yesterday about EVM. There is no reason why we should go back to the ballot paper nothing wrong with the EVM. So please, at least respect our highest court.
Sushil sir, I'm a lawyer. Just because in one case the Supreme Court said so, we will go with a further case which establishes what we are asking for.
Are you going against decision of Supreme Court of India?
No, we are going with another petition.
Supreme Court of India?
No, Sushil sir, you should understand, we can go with another case. In one case, Supreme Court has settled the matter.
Matthew,
we can go with another case.
You agree with Supreme Court decision
in India,
or not?
Not Germany. No, you work in
Whether
India,
you
right?
agree with the Supreme Court of India?
So I have quoted the Supreme Court of Germany.
Okay, all of you, I'll have to wind up now. Thank you all of you for joining me on this broadcast. Completely out of time. BJP is yet to convene its legislative party meeting, as the Shiv Sena spokesperson also pointed out. But suspense over Maharashtra Chief Minister continues. We're tracking all those updates very closely for you. Time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side.